Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTrax Broadcasting as we arrive here in Alabama for the Talladega race. And bet you guys are excited for the race to solve the Albanian economic crisis 176. Stella, that is a mouthful. We may say that a couple of times out here, but for 66 laps, you're probably going to hear it 3 times tonight, and no more, no less. Stella, what about this track? 3 wide racing. Guys getting ready to get out on the track for a couple qualifying laps out here. I'm expected to see at least 2, if not 3 wide, and especially I would say guys who don't have any shot or guys you don't see up front a lot. This is their chance to work their way up to the front and enjoy some time in the at least in the top 5.
Oh, yeah, we've got room enough here for all kinds of mayhem, and I'm sure we will see that since we have, what'd you say, over 30 drivers on the field tonight.
Yeah, 30 drivers are going to be ready to go here in the Craftsman trucks. Right now, we are taking a look out there at Adam Hoagland right now as he's sitting not on the chart yet. I don't know if some of his lap times there are going to count. I don't know if he's been falling off the track, and that may be causing him not to get any sort of times out there. But already, let's go ahead and take a quick peek at our guys who have already qualified. Guys who are out there in yellow are not in the chase. Guys in red are in danger. Guy in blue, which there is only one currently, Andrew Hennessy, who has secured himself into the next round. Guys in green are still to the good, but still praying that they're going to make it for that next round. Now, Stella, talk about next round here. Guys are going to be really beside themselves if they aren't able to make it, especially at a track like this.
Yeah, well, that's what they say is this track is a toss-up. So we do have those 4 fellas that are in jeopardy. This better be that time to shine.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 drivers that we normally don't see here will be out on the track tonight. That should be completely new drivers, and I always say it 100 times, and they call it the Yellowwood race here, actually in NASCAR. I would say this is the one that brings everybody out of the woodwork. Is anybody comes out here, gives it a go, and then I guess they pray that they're going to make it. To me, it would also bring an upset out there for the guy you might think is going to win, or a guy very good at restrictor plate racing. But this is their opportunity to come in here and kind of upset the rest of the field, whether they're going to be making it or not. This is really going to be kind of all over the place on this one, and whether they're going to be able to stand for it is going to be really kind of. I think what I'm trying to say here, Stella, is this is anybody's race here, and we're kind of pandering around of how not to say this guy doesn't have a chance or somebody else is SOL here. But they're going to be really hard pressed to have a great finish here tonight, even though it's anybody's race.
Yeah, it is. It's anybody's race, but what it comes down to is if somebody outside the playoffs wins this race, it opens up, another spot for the win and you're in scenario. That's pretty cool, the way he just left pit road or his pit stall. If tonight we have a playoff driver win, then we have 2 that are automatically moving forward. If someone outside the playoff comes in first, then that opens up for all the other playoff drivers to move up a notch. And that's, they're going to like that.
Yep. Well, drivers that did move a little bit from last race. If I'm not mistaken, Cam Barnes moved into the cut line. Or was it Steven Merzlik? I know Noah Joyce moved into the chase with a good finish last time.
Yes, he moved up 2 places. Some of our big jumpers like Luke Smith moved up 2 places. Darren Ingram, with that 3rd place finish last week, has moved up 2 places. Garrett Sidnor, on the other hand, has dropped 3. And like you were saying before, Stephen Merzlak went from above the cut line in 7th all the way down to 11th this week.
Oof. Now, he's definitely got to be careful. As Jace Nelson out there in the Pillow Pets 64 to him right now. I guess he wants to know what it looked like with some right front damage, so he'll get plenty of that. As I believe as the warm up continues here, we'll have a little bit of a practice race here for these guys to kind of get a good feel out for one another and get the teams together. So what do we have in store for you guys tonight? 82 track temperature, fantastic. 66 laps, 100% fuel limit, and 3 sets of tires out there. All right. Stella, no fast repairs at a super speedway. I mean,
That's going to be rough. I think that's going to take our drivers down maybe by a third halfway through this race. Unless everybody comes out here and minds a little bit of P's and Q's and race is clean tonight, which we have seen. And, total green flag races have happened at Talladega. So let's see what they bring us.
yeah. Well, we're definitely hoping for that. I highly doubt anybody will use 3 sets of tires down in the pits, as tires are pretty much optional at a track like this. Under caution, guys are going to be coming down into pit, and I would throw a set of tires on because you have a chance of being able to fight your way back up to the front. But my biggest concern with the entire race here and what we're looking at is that 10 miles an hour wind. I don't think you wouldn't think that'd be that big of a deal, but when these guys sling off of 2 or back out of 4, guys are going to start floating up the track. As whoa, right there. So, yeah, we got a little something going on there as they enter the turn. So we'll see how well they are able to hold on. And I see out there in the chat, Gambit say, it's a pillow, it's a pet. Yes.
Okay.
That's Jace Nelson he's talking about there. As I think I might be able to get some drone footage. There you go.
Oh, outstanding.
It's a pillow, it's a pet. All right.
That's a new one. That's
Yep.
a new one.
Ah, there we go. My wife will like that. Cow on the back.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Well, we are about to get excited and get back out on the track. Guys are getting ready to putt around here just a little bit. And Stella, like I said, they're still kind of clumping together, figuring out how they're going to do. I see Jay out there in the chat as well. He's saying...
He's a little nervous about this start, I think.
Well, starting from 19th, we've seen guys win actually from that position, if not beyond. There's still a possibility. The thing is playing your cards right, finding the right lane, and working your way up to the front. And Stella, how many times have we been here to Talladega between the Big Show and all our other leagues that outside line will prevail if these guys will just not give up on it?
Oh, yes. Especially as the night goes on, it rubbers up. It's always looking good on the outside.
Yep, 100%. Now, how far to the outside, I'm not sure. The last time I raced Talladega, we were 3 wide, about 5 rows deep, and I got caught up on the outside against the wall. But that was, there's no escape plan. There's nowhere to go. Of course, final lap, and then it's just a scramble to the start-finish line. But we'll see if that kind of thing continues out here, or what these guys decide to do. With so many drivers, this should be a chip shot for the teams out there, knowing that they've all worked together. But with the guys who are going to be mixed in with the teams out there and out there on the track, it's very, very difficult. As you can see right now, we're taking a look at Austin Spencer in the 13 Ford. Notice how he's wiggling a little bit, going up and kind of bumping that 60. That is exactly what you do not want to do. That is a good way to get guys turned around and do just this. And we are praying for this one not to be riddled full of cautions, because nothing makes for a great race at Talladega. Whoa, the 81, look out. Let's check out Scott Fleener. Let's try him.
Yes.
In the 49 Toyota. But what you want to see is a whole lot of green flag racing. A lot of guys enjoy, and even the fans enjoy, green flag racing. That's what we want to see, and not sitting under yellow fever putting more miles on the pace truck than we are putting out there on the track. So this is going to be Stella, this is really going to depend a lot on the drivers and their etiquette out there. There's give and take, but don't get me wrong, in the final 5 laps, it's gloves are off, guys are going for it.
Oh, without a doubt. They they always do. And so far, I think I've got 31 Talladega races so far have been won on a last lap pass. So, as they say, being in first is not always the best place to be when it comes to that last lap, because the slingshot is real.
Yep. Well, they're definitely going to try to shoot it around that dog leg. And a lot of times with it being 4 lanes wide there, you'll get that exactly at the line. Check it out on SimTracksBroadcasting.com. You'll see a lot of our old or previous Talladega races. I do make sure we update the thumbnail. Thank you, wifey, out there, for making sure I try to get a picture of our finish, because a lot of them do end up being photo finishes out there. As it looks like that is Hen Bordeaux going ahead and slinging past Jay Tway out there. Jay going to be on his best behavior tonight, as he's going to be seeing if he can tail behind everybody and try to make something of this race. It is going to be very difficult out there, though, as it looks like I think Jace Nelson went ahead and tried to rearrange the 88 for him. Yeah, well, Stella, I would say a lot of guys apparently out there are not enjoying their qualifying truck. They'd like to go ahead and get back to a different one. As we hone in here on the 17 Chevrolet of Jacob Bradford. Right now, he is fastest during this warm-up with a 51.32. So I expect to see him really rocking and rocketing up to the front. But Stella, talk to me a little bit about this track, and what do we not know? You know, a lot of guys have been placing a lot of fast times out here. We've had a lot of repeat winners. I keep throwing back to Dale Earnhardt, coming from the 13th through 18th place to win the race in the last 5 laps. Just by placing himself in the right lane, filing up to the front. But then he was able to block all the way to the end, which really helped him. And that's why they ended up calling him Mr. Restrictor Plate. But that is exactly what you're hoping out of these guys tonight. But give me a little something on this track here.
Well, it is a big one. It's a 2.66 mile tri-oval. It's got lovely high corners, all 1 through 4, or 33 degrees, which is astounding. If you ever try to walk that, it's pretty steep, more than you would realize watching these cars go around. The tri-oval is about half that at 60 and a half. And we are looking at everything is bigger. That's all I can say. Everything is bigger at Talladega. even the pit road is like 1,700 feet long. So you've got to decide really, do you really need to come down?
Well, be careful. Anybody who's a Texas fan out there or resident is not going to be happy if they don't have the biggest one out there. Checking out there in the chat, looks like Davey Hazard saying for his sake he hopes this doesn't end up like Saturday. Yeah, I agree. I believe he was also on his lid in that race. And Benjamin Snyder out there saying it's the biggest oval around. And he's on the online race at Road America this Tuesday. And that track is 4 miles. Oof. Yeah. All right, Zachary Corbin, appreciate you joining us here tonight. I believe we have finally completed our warm-up here. As I say, that is sometimes a demolition derby run, is what you see out of the guys out there. But we are waiting for our guys to get out on the track, and Talladega is one to be remembered. I can't think of a single one that has not been absolutely fantastic, as long as it's not riddled with cautions. Every race can... Go ahead.
Let's do iRacing tonight, gentlemen, not iPacing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Well, we'll definitely hope for that, as we've seen guys slide up to the front, move around, guys who don't seem to feel like they have a chance out there, and they should be having a good run. All right, drivers getting already set up out there on the track. Looks like they're lining up on the backstretch and not in the pits. So we'll go ahead and get to our starting grid here for tonight and get ready for this race. All
Better
right.
go quick.
Yeah, well, I hope it's not going to duck off immediately. John Poole and Darren Ingram start in the front row. Austin Hake sits third, and Scott Fleener is sitting fourth. Luke Smith, one of the favorites to win here tonight, sitting fifth as Andrew Hennessy sits in that sixth position. Moving on to Cam Barnes and Huang Do to round out row number 4. Adam Hoagland sits ninth, and Noah Joyce, who fought himself into a good playoff position for the next round. He'll be starting 10th. Austin Spencer is 11th. Sean Gus starts in 12th. Moving on through to Steve Ratto, she'll be starting in 13th. Michael Marotta starts 14th. Michael Murata, there we go. I almost screwed that one up. All right, Ken Dorian Davis 15th, and Kyle Lovell starts in 16th. Moving on to row number 9. Hen Bordeaux starts 17th with Zach Krastowski at the outside. Jay Tway 19th as Benjamin White starts 20th. Garrett Sednor, Davey Hazard, William Page, Doug DeNice, we'll say that. In the backfield here, Blake Viken, Jack Healy, Jace Nelson, Joseph Weaver, Jacob Bradford, Antonio Ruiz, and Dewey Schramm rounding out the final of our field of 31 drivers. All right, we are waiting for Barney here as I got a little caught off guard. Seeing that the pace truck goes ahead and gets off the track here, we are under green here to go ahead and kick off the race to solve the Albanian economic crisis 176.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I am terribly distracted with that title, but it sounds like a very good cause, and they should take it seriously.
Yeah, Benjamin Snyder out there saying a lot of familiar names out there in the field. Guarantee you that, as we are already starting to have some trouble here in the backfield. I don't know if somebody got off to a little bit of a slow start here. Outside line is coming apart at the seams. Right now we've got guys that are shuffling up. Austin Hakes drops down to 27th. Jay has lost 10 positions down to the 29th spot. I don't know if he had some trouble. I know he's got new equipment coming in for his vehicle. And right now, if Jay doesn't hurry up, he's going to lose the draft here. Blake Viken, one of them, is getting ready to lose him there in a heartbeat. But still, let's get back up to our front guys. As John Poole is working there on, I believe that should be the low line, as he's going to definitely putt around there. But still, let's take a look at it from the spotter tower here and get a little closer. Look at that outside line. This is exactly what I'm talking about. As soon as that track starts rubbering up, and even in this position, that is exactly what you're starting to see, is guys smoothing it out there on the track and trying a few different other things to see if they're going to be able to continue to stay on the track. Whoa, a little wiggle there on the exit of the turn. Not bad here, as we are 5 by 5 all the way across, as 5 rows deep side by side. Here at the line, looks like that one's going to go to Darren Ingram in the 54 Toyota.
Yeah, you had me working on that. FYI, Amazon Prime out there is saying that your grid music's on.
Yeah, I got it squared away.
Okay, good. And you said 5 by 5, and I said, no way, not this early. Are we 5 across, 5 deep? But I understand now you were looking at 5 by 5. Everything is loud and clear.
Yep. Well, we're working our way on back. Looks like Davey Hazard is not taking behind the wheel here tonight, as he's going to be 31st. Looks like Adam Hoagland, much of the same. That's going to put Jay Tway at 29th position, but 11 and a half seconds back. And you notice how that is not going to work very well for him, as I believe he has lost the draft here, and he is not going to be able to catch back up, especially since there are no stages in this race.
No, not tonight. We have that very often. But I was trying to figure out, I was under the impression Cam Barnes, who was to start an EOL tonight, but obviously started 7th, but is now down to 10th.
All right, well, Cam Barnes may be getting his hands smacked here at the end, and we'll see if that's going to cause any other trouble. As we'll move back to Michael Murata, sits in the 21st position. That gives him 7 positions. He's dropped there in the Napa Chevrolet, and right now he is sitting there trying to see if he can shoot back up to the front. But Stella, we got a lot of guys shuffling back through. Austin Hakes, I'm really confused. Did Austin Hakes have any sort of a EOL penalty here as he gets back onto the track? Remember, he was all the way down, almost dead last there at the start, up to 26 so far.
Yeah, no, I don't know if he went back for a teammate or is just challenging himself. Ooh,
Yep, we're getting ready to have some trouble here as they're taking it 3 wide coming off of turn number 2. Sliding on around, Andrew Hennessy had the lead there for just a moment. Noah Joyce has it here currently. Benjamin White going to go ahead and steal it away from him. Look at the door draft here. Right now, Noah Joyce getting ready to cause some trouble there as we are here in the Michelin Chopper View taking a look down as right now, here we go. Little outside work here, and maybe they can work together instead of everybody trying to win it here on this lap. We still got a bunch of laps left to go, 61 to be exact.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, it's interesting seeing some of these new names appear tonight. Are doing really well. Antonio Ruiz is up 17. Jack Healy up 16. Jace is up 19. So these guys are out to play.
Yeah, Benjamin White moving the biggest here so far up 19 positions. And it just goes to show you a little bit of lane choice does help you fight your way back up to the front. And I hate to see it here, but right now a couple of guys who would love to start churning forward would be John Poole. Remember, he started all the way up on the pole, and now he is sitting down in 17th.
Yeah, I do not know if he didn't have a partner for the draft or for the push and pull, but that's a heck of a drop.
Yep. Final Fantasy Chevrolet, we'll see. I'm sure we'll see him back up in the top 5 here tonight as we hop on top of Kendorian Davis's 18 Toyota here in the Interstate Batteries machine. Good job out there. Looks like we were representing a Labani paint scheme out there. We are still churning our way back to the front as we sit atop his vehicle. And, ooh, man. Stella, when you are in a situation like that where you see like what Austin Spencer did, pop to the side, the first thing it does is open up a nice little aerodynamic bubble to help pull you past him. And the key is you've got to figure out if he's actually committed to that top line or not. If you try to jump the gun, shoot the gap and aim to the inside there, bam, you're going to end up getting caught. He's going to squeeze you, and then we'll have our first wreck. But definitely we are still holding on for the big one. I see a lot of guys making some really sketchy calls here. Notice how they're door drafting oh so close so early in this race.
Yeah, I don't mind that so much. I mean, as long as they know who they're next to and they're nice and tight and practiced together, especially. I mean, take a look at 94 and 32 there. I mean, they seem to have their act together, and bringing in the 49 is their golden number. That third person in line always will give them an advantage. However, they just bailed out onto the outside lane.
Yep. Well, that outside lane's starting to really come together here. I'm expecting Darren Ingram to be one of the guys to have a top 5 finish here tonight. But what I'm talking about is look how close Darren Ingram goes down there and almost knocks the side of Andrew Hennessy's truck. I would think they want to give it a little more separation, because what it'll end up doing is it'll cause a little more of a vacuum out there, and it'll pull you from the outside down into the truck down close to the yellow line, and then you're ended up with a situation that you just can't get out of. Notice how there's a little more trouble here back. And I think right now, finally, a 3 wide is finally complete. Doesn't look like they're going to continue trying to kill each other out there. Good Lord.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether...
concentrating on Jason Nelson out there in the 64. Right now, he keeps popping out to the side, wondering if anybody's going to join him to send it 3 wide and march to the front. It can be done, but like you were saying, it takes three to get up front.
Yeah, I have not seen, actually, other than I think I watched you do it in one race, go by yourself just using door draft from vehicle to vehicle and move up the line. Other than that, three at least is the way to go to make it at these super speedways.
Yeah, 100%, but it does require a lot of trust from the guy on the inside, and little tenacity to take that outside and make it work. So I would say it's a tough drive trying to use door draft and get up to the front. Right now, as you see, a couple of the guys are still starting to work here, but Stella, we are already starting to get pretty single file out here. Does anybody have the nerve to jump to the outside and start chugging forward? I mean, it can happen, but as the outside line is just kind of given up on itself, I would like to see a driver like Hen Bordeaux right now, sitting 19th, has a possibility, pop out and get the 3 drivers behind her and then start pushing up to the front. I think that Baskin-Robbins machine could have a chance here. But right now, she's got Dewey Schramm, Garrett Sidnor, and William Page that would love to have a great finish here tonight. Right now, Sidnor, after a horrible finish last time he was out to begin the playoffs here, I think he was lapsed down and just unable to recover. This would be a perfect time to make something like that happen.
Yeah, I was looking. There were 2 cars out there on the top line, and she could have popped out and been the 3rd car and at least had a little bit more wiggle room to maybe move forward. But they have now joined up with the 3 that were up there already and are making a pretty good pace for themselves.
Yep, Jace Nelson has already moved up to 14th. Sean Gus up to 13th, but actually has fallen down. Good team of Toyotas, though, sitting 10th through 13th as they continue their march up to the front. 20 positions gained by Antonio Ruiz. Right now, Ruiz doing a great job out there in the 11. I'm not sure if you guys can see him, but we'll go ahead and pull what his truck looks like. There he is. As he's sliding on by to go ahead and get lap number 13 started here. 12 laps complete here so far. No cautions. Great job by everybody out there. Did look a little hairy there at the beginning there, Stella. It looked like guys were trying to win it on lap number 2.
Yes, but they seem to have pulled, one, they saved that and brought it back in. But 2, they seem to have kind of collected themselves, and they know that this isn't going to be won on that first lap.
Yeah, and they desperately need a little more help to get back up there, especially for the ones that have fallen off. Hake's still stalling out about that 24th position. John Poole has fallen down to the 23rd. Remember, I said he was originally 17th, so he is still rolling backwards. Hopefully, maybe this is part of his plan. Wants to score up top on the pole, get some points up there for trying to lead a lap, and he's going to wait for the big one to happen.
I have seen that tactic before where the guys will say, hey, I can see it coming. It's going to happen up front. I'm going to hang back here and get away with it unscathed. I'd say 50-50.
Yep.
Is that successful?
Yeah. A lot of trouble you'll see actually won't be involved in the top 5. You'll see somewhere between 11th and 18th, and that's really the hot zone, which fortunately all these guys are about single file through those positions. But as we move on, looking at Antonio Ruiz, it looks like Steve Rada out there. His Toyota now finally joining up. That gives us a 5, 9 through 13th here, as they still continue to pile up to the front. But Stella, we're being led by 3 Chevrolets, and it doesn't look like anybody's slowing down.
Oh, heck no. if nobody's in my way, I'm not slowing down.
All right, well, appreciate all our new viewers out there tonight joining us here in the chat. Excellent race here so far. This has been really a treat here at the moment. Like I said, I'm still expecting to see a little trouble out there on the track. But Stella, we're talking about 100% fuel limit out there. Our fuel window should be closing in probably the next 10 to 13 laps is what I would assume.
I believe you.
Well, depending if you're out there leading like Benjamin White has for quite some time, definitely expect to see possibly he may have to fall back into the pack and try to avoid sucking down all the fuel with him out front leading. Yeah, he may be doing it, but we'll see. We'll see if they can make it. The key is you have to draft to save fuel, but you can't be so close that you start overheating. Right now, notice the 94 Andrew Hennessy. He'll push Benjamin White out front and then fade off a little bit, help get that engine temperature back down. Whoa, Benjamin White almost slings out of the turn there. Definitely gets
I
out
thought
of
he was
line.
giving him a little of that air.
Yep. Definitely help
So,
force feed the front of that Chevrolet a little cold air and then get him back underway. And Hennessy will be back to pushing, seeing if he can keep Benjamin White out front.
yeah, now, so we've seen Andrew Hennessy go in on a lap later than everyone else usually. It's a strategy that he seems to maintain. I'm wondering whether this is going to continue here. Woohoo! Wow. All right, he's taking that outside line, and Fleener is giving him a serious push. Nice block on Benjamin White. If having being in that second place and pushing White this whole time, whether he has saved enough fuel to do that same strategy of coming in a lap later.
Yeah. Scott Fleener, as we sit on board his vehicle. Oh yeah. There we go.
He has a panther on his helmet. I get it. Very cool.
All right, well, we were riding along with Scott Fleener there. You saw Benjamin White go out there and jump in front of him. And right now, Fleener sounded like he checked up a little bit to not rear end him. I would say, Stella, when you're out there racing a super speedway like this, the 49 should have hit the 32 to give him that nice little jolt forward. It did start working that outside line there pretty well, but Stella, I do question here. Is there anything Andrew Hennessy can't do? I mean, this guy is now leading a super speedway after a win last week, and this does not seem to be phasing him at all here. I mean, he could go 2 for 2, and you want to talk about taking the wind out of the sails of most of the drivers out there. That is going to be really rough.
Yes, that without a doubt on that one. It's, but it's nothing new. During the regular season, you know, between he and Eric Sable, they won them all. So now I'm curious, you were saying Scott Fleener let up instead of giving him a good old whack to the front. Do you think that has anything to do with what we were noticing the other night with between the Toyota being able to push the Chevy or the Chevy pushing the Chevy with that front end difference?
It used to be that as a situation, but more the legacy trucks have a shovel nose and end up causing a little bit of trouble. The Fords are a little more pointy on the front, so they can turn into more of a scoop out there. But right now, by the time we actually find a Ford, we're back to Wang Do sitting currently 6th. So, yeah, right now, Chevy and Toyota are great pushers. But I don't see that being actually any sort of any trouble out there until you get to the Gander Outdoor trucks instead of the Craftsman Series.
Okay. Looking at the top 9, everybody up here has pushed forward, to get the place that they have. So we've had a lot of changes. Like you say, we've got fellas down, John Poole and Austin Hakes, Michael Murata, who have really taken it to the rear end of this train here. And I am curious how that's going to work out for them, if it's a strategy or an oopsie.
Yep. Well, the 11 of Antonio Ruiz to the outside still has Jace Nelson behind him. Why nobody's joining these two is beyond me. You notice how that outside line, once again, is starting to get some speed. And nobody's hanging out there. Right now, it looks like Jace Nelson's going to lose a bunch of positions. He's got to snug down on that lower line, or otherwise he'll be marching back. Hopefully not as far back as some of these other guys, like Michael Murata. He's dropped down to 27th.
Ouch.
Yep.
Yeah. Now Antonio Ruiz has several people in his team here that could be helping him out. So I am not sure why somebody didn't pop out there.
Well, notice the gap it's starting to create, and we're starting to get 2 piles here. Antonio Ruiz is just teetering on the outside of the draft of the guys in front. Condorian Davis dropping about 0.6 off the front nose, and I think he's going to be able to pick him up here. But man, he's just on the edge.
Yeah.
Right now, Condorian Davis trying a little bit here. I'm wondering if he's actually letting off the gas a little bit to help Ruiz catch up. But, oh, that's a big break right there. All right, yep, that leaves Ruiz in the dust. If you notice, just that front stretch, that was a 3/10 pull.
Wow.
Yep, and right now Ruiz is marching on back. And Bordeaux goes ahead and snugs in behind him.
You're going to need at least one more.
Well, but no one's willing to do it here. There we go. Yeah, finally. Yeah, these guys can do it as we get a little more of an aerial view. And they get back single file yet again. So Stella, you know, I wonder if this is an idea of guys just kind of hanging back a little bit and not really wanting to get up front and cause any sort of trouble or be involved in any trouble that may come about.
Yeah, I can understand not wanting to get in the big one with a super speedway and no fast repairs.
But I don't know how it's not frustrating to watch the top 9 drivers drive away with this.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. I can't find a bone in my body that says that's okay. That you don't want to catch back up. And right now, it looks like Sean Gus and Steve Ratter are finally going to do it. Good run here. Watch the amount of speed that Sean Gus is going to get. He should be able to sling to the outside, but I think he's afraid of slinging to the outside as everybody else is going to leave him out there. So he helps him lead that charge. And Jay out there saying he's parked. He said it was a good run and he tried. Jay, let us know what happened at the start there, buddy. It looked like I wasn't sure if you missed a gear or something out there. We got going, and then all of a sudden we were right out of the draft. It did cause some trouble out there.
Sean Gus's only teammate out here right now is Kendorian Davis. So they may not pick up that third person. Oh, he said just no speed.
Okay.
Benjamin Snyder's in the chat says he would try to make this just a 2 pit stop race. And with 66 laps, I think that's possible.
Yep. As we've reached halfway through beyond halfway through lap 25, coming up on 26 here. Like I said, guys are going to start really watching that fuel gauge and tapping it a few times just to make sure they're getting every last drop that they can. But pitting out of cycle, not good.
No. You gotta team up with somebody. Actually, maybe about 3 to 5 somebodies to come down. Yeah, we've seen that in a lot of races. Somebody will miss the call and, oh, wow, I didn't know the rest of the team was going in, and they are fighting it from that point forward.
Wow. All right, Stella. One driver still remains on the outside of this race. It looks like I believe that is 49 of Scott Fleener. Now, Fleener has yet to leave that outside line. Look at that door draft.
That's it. There it is right there.
Yep.
Nice.
By himself, and he's hanging with the guys that are in the draft. So that's exactly what you want to do. And right now, we'll try to get you guys a depth perception here of how close he's getting. By himself, without any help. And the reason I stress that is this is so team-oriented. This is so multiple driver-oriented that it has got to be done together. And with nobody out there thinking about doing anything with him, really kind of makes you scratch your head. You know, Cam Barnes, if he swung to the outside, Noah Joyce, these guys could be in the lead. Sitting actually top 3 instead of the 3 Chevrolets of Benjamin White, Andrew Hennessy, and Luke Smith.
Yeah. I'm watching Wang Do, though. I don't know whether he is having nerves or an aerodynamic issue, but he is down on that paint regularly, and that could not work out well.
Yeah, remember how we were talking, I believe, last week. Some guys are on a controller.
Okay.
So yeah, so some of this could be a little bit of that what we're looking at.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how you would do that with no force feedback. I don't know, old school wanting to feel
Look
the
at that.
car.
Look how close
Yes.
Fleener's getting. Fleener getting up to third. Great
Beautiful.
job here by Fleener. He is finally breaking the Chevrolets up, riding right to the outside. That is exactly what you want to do. 32, trying to do a little something there. I don't think that's not quite a block, but he squiggles to the outside.
Yeah, I am very surprised. Nobody. I mean, they see he's keeping up. It could only be better with drafters behind him. How no one is taking that on.
Back report saying, as far as he's aware, no one out there is on a controller. Stella, correct me if I'm wrong. Was this the league or not the league that we were discussing if somebody was on a controller?
I plead the fifth. I don't know.
Okay. 'Cause the only other league currently would actually be Nora on Tuesdays. Okay, yeah, Jay's saying they're out there on Saturday. Okay, yeah, they have a few, but on the Cup Series. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if Wang Do was one of them as much as he's jerking around out there. Sometimes if you don't adjust that steering sensitivity or their steering ratio, you can see guys bob around a little bit. It makes it a lot harder.
Kind of you get the click, click, click type of move rather than a smooth move. Wow. Nice save.
Yep.
Thank you, iRacing, for not having an incident.
Let's check back again on Condoria and Davis. Looks like Steve Rada is working on the outside. And he tucks right back in. Putting these three Toyotas together. Oh, yeah.
Somebody coming in?
Yeah, if I were him, I'd almost be back on the gas. Notice how
nobody
he's
came.
all alone. Yep.
And he was right up front. Unless he has a... Wow. Unless, well, you were saying he did so many laps out front. Maybe he truly just is running out of gas. Wow. But he did go ahead and take 4 tires and fuel.
Yep.
Alrighty.
There we go. Gambit out there saying Noah Joyce is on a controller. Currently sitting 4th.
Ah. Okay.
And
2 more.
See.
Woo. Come on. Ah, there's a third. There's a third.
Yep, I believe that may be the 60 machine of Jace. Yep, Jace Nelson.
Okay.
So crazy not to see a bombardment of trucks heading in all in at once.
Agreed. But several of these, well, I know Andrew Hennessy is not out in a team chat. So I wonder if, he does or does not kind of, telegraph his intentions?
Yep. Let's check in on Jack Healy. We'll talk about him at all tonight. Right now, the 17 Ford in the 00. Should be working his way on down in the pit. Whoa!
Slow down. Woo!
Who in the world was that? The 56. That was John Poole full sending it, trying to pick up some pace. I don't blame him. That did sling him up there pretty high as soon as he was able to get through.
He locked him up, though, boy.
Yep. But this is the big pit stop for everybody. Huang Do, Austin Spencer, Cal Lovell, Austin Hakes, Blake Beacon, and Zach Krostowski are the only ones who remain out there on the track. The Wendy's machine is definitely going to need to hurry up and get into the pits, as everybody else is still fooling around out there. Cam Barnes, first one to make it off pit road. Not bad. Looks like 4 tire stops for everybody.
Yeah, you were saying that you didn't expect to see, them use all of them, but this is halfway. They could probably make it to the rest of the way, so that would not be using all of them. Good call.
Yeah.
However, if we have a late stage caution, I say they will. And there's our top 6.
Yep, here they come. The drivers who came in early on earlier laps. Benjamin White from the lead. Now he looks like he's going to be playing around in 17th. He may be just outside the top 10 if they sling past these front 6. And looks like Noah Joyce is coming back down pit road here.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Did we speed?
Thinking so. Because Sean Gus is joining.
I'll watch the time and see what happens.
Yep, Gus has a drive-through here.
Okay. Noah Joyce is sitting in pit.
Yep.
Ooh. Oh, yeah, over 20 seconds.
Yep. Cam Barnes now has the lead. Luke Smith sits second. And some of the guys who came in on different laps. Benjamin White moving up to 8th now. Definitely helping with a couple of guys having come down. Looks like they're serving penalties. Noah Joyce down for 45 seconds.
Oh, yep. There they go. Eek. Yeah, that's painful.
Yeah, another driver that ended up coming down almost by himself was Andrew Hennessy. He now currently sits 10th.
Yeah, I was looking, Joseph Weaver came in on lap 33 for 55 seconds. Now, was that a hold, or did he have some
He may have been
damage to repair?
speeding in.
That's the difference between holding them and having them come back through.
Yep.
Oh, painful.
So Joyce
think
may
I'd rather
have
speed
sped
in.
on the way out of pit.
Okay. And do we know what Sean Gus had just the drive-through for?
Unknown.
Okay.
All right, so now we separate this track and kind of blow everybody all apart everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yep, that's pretty darn spread out. I do feel bad for the 1s and 2s that are out there. They are going to have a hard row to hoe.
yeah, I'll say. I would say what a good thing it is our guys who are teetering on the outside. And Dorian Davis and Cam Barnes right now sitting top 5.
That is
And
very helpful.
The only playoff driver that's A-OK and good to go is Luke Smith. Who's
Okay.
currently sitting in the lead.
Yeah, he came up, what did I say, two places from last week. Yeah, 2 places. Yeah, I'm sure he would not mind taking a couple more good points.
Yeah, interesting kind of pit calls here. Is the taking of 4 tires. Don't see where the tire wear or where the positive would work out of this. They're still running some of their best times out there. Best time about 50 seconds out there for Luke Smith now right now running currently 51.56. And Benjamin White back in the lead.
Wow.
Oof.
Ooh.
Nice shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
Davis wanted the 39 to move, and he got him to move.
Yeah, that might have given him whiplash. We'll be talking to the lawyers after this. Personal injury, anyone? But yeah, he definitely gave him a push. Hello.
Currently on the bumper here of Luke Smith. Austin Spencer sitting 7th. Right now, only person in the top 10 who hasn't gained at least 2 positions, or 1 at that, is John Poole, who's gotten back up into the top 10 as he sits 9th.
That's a heck of a climb when he was way down in the 20s there for a while.
Yep, but remember how Poole was shooting into the pits.
Yeah, but that's pretty funny. I don't know if you noticed, I think last week Kermit was a different color, and now today he's back to green. So that's what that's referring to. The Gambit out there on the chat. Yeah. Looks like Michael Murata's decided to take it back to the garage.
That he has. I believe Jay Tway has joined that part as well.
That is for Michael Murata, though. That's a playoff driver.
Yep.
That may make somebody out there a happy day, because he was running currently in 9th, just below the cutoff line. Might give somebody the opportunity to, like Cam Barnes or Kendorian Davis, to pass him. And right now, with Noah Joyce sitting in 27th, that may cost him a little bit tonight, too.
Stella, we're almost going too wide out here on the track. We're taking a look at William Page, Austin Hakes, and Dewey Schramm here in the back, and then we have to take about a 19-second look back to find Hen Bordeaux, who's currently snugged in the 20th.
Yeah, Jacob Bradford's running a nice Valvoline paint tonight. Now, would that be the same Valvoline paint that was Mark Martin?
I do not believe so, no.
That's a different one. Okay. Jay says, "Nah, he's just sitting in the pits." Well, you ought to go. You ought to go to the after party with Michael.
After party.
Well, sure.
Isn't it a pre-party? The race isn't over.
Yeah, but theirs is. If they're already back in the garage.
Yep. Well, Stella, check it out. 24 laps left to go here in this race.
Yes. And we have 24 guys still on the lead lap.
I would think some of these guys are going to be weighing their options a little bit here. The drivers that came in on 33 and 34 may have enough fuel to make it.
Okay. Be tight.
No, it'll. If a caution comes out, that throws everything away.
Oh,
they'll have to come in the pit. Or shut the engine off.
We've seen that. I didn't really know that was possible. But you've done ride-alongs before, and we've been able to hear it. Not just clutching it, shutting it off. That's nervy. Notice I said nervy.
Yeah. Look how everybody chunked back together. There from Dewey Schramm all the way up to Benjamin White and Andrew Hennessy.
Yeah, our usual suspects up there in 1 and 2.
Yep. Now, these guys have not separated themselves by a second and a half out there. Beyond that, we've got Hen Bordeaux, Jace Nelson, Zach Krastowski, Zachary Weaver, Sean Gus,
and Doug DeNice.
Yep, and Doug DeNice. These guys are somewhere between 29 and 51 seconds off pace.
In that case, probably soon to be lapped. But taking a look at the guys up front, I'll tell you, our playoff driver there, of Blake Veakin, he's, and not only that, but Kendorian Davis, both those fellas are our playoff drivers tonight, and they could use some nice finishes like where they're positioned now.
Still rally capping out there.
Yeah.
I believe Kendorian Davis is the only one here in the top 10.
Then what?
Well, would have a possibility of getting out the red hot seat here, but I think everybody else would need to have a chance. If you think about it, Michael Murata, he's taking back to the garage, and you got Steven Merzlak,
who's not running tonight.
Yep. There's no dice. So right now, if Davis could have a top 5 finish, I think this might really, really, really assist him.
Especially when Noah Joyce is sitting in 27th. That's not going to be good for him to stay above the cut line.
Right. Yeah, fights to get above it and then loses it down at the bottom.
But it ain't over till it's over. Oh, keep watching.
Yeah,
see
the
how
big
it goes.
one is Benjamin White coming in on lap 31. If he'll have enough fuel to make it.
Do we have a blinker?
Not currently seeing one at the moment.
Okay, good. I thought the white truck blinked out on me for a minute. Boy, they're getting tight.
Yep. Well, we're coming to the line with 19 laps left to go. John Poole entering a little deeper into the top 10 here. Number 3 car of Steve Rada on the outside. That's exactly what you want to see. Guys are getting ready to start pushing around a little bit and start figuring out if there's another lane.
Oh, yeah. Blake Veakin was down the paint there for a second. He is pushing hard. Getting Andrew Hennessy back up there in the front.
Yep, Veakin currently sitting 5th. He's up 20 tonight. Right now, Antonio Ruiz is our driver in the front. And Stella, how many positions is that Toyota gained?
29.
29. Wow.
Dead last to dead first.
Yep.
Pat is living in the fast lane.
Yep. Check it out there in the chat. Looks like Jay says they parked him, but didn't tell him to get out yet. Looks like, 19 drivers all clutched together. About 2.5 seconds, and then beyond that.
What do we have?
40 seconds off the pace. That's about that gives us only about 10 seconds before they catch them. Start putting them laps down, which is not a good thing they want to be in. Right now, Joseph Weaver is one of our guys, sitting 23rd.
Yeah, not only do they not want to be caught and put a lap down, but these guys are not going to want to run into, ooh, wow, that first row there was scary. They don't want to run into lap traffic either, because it kind of messes up their groove. We have a new leader.
Spencer and Steve Rada have been going back and forth. Who's going to lead this race? Austin Spencer does look like he's going to get the better of it, though. Rada holds the outside line. A little more juice there to the outside. Probably be a nice little shove there. Benjamin White will assist and get him up to the front.
Well, we may be having some lead changes here, but they are not going to break the record. That was done in 2011 with 88. 88 lead changes. That's kind of crazy.
Side by side, these guys still continue to go. Doing a great job. Poole now playing around just outside the top 5. Now he's in it.
Wow.
Poole looking to return back to the front. The 56 Chevrolet has been really rolling here. Chevy, Toyota, Ford in the front 3. Poole now up to 4th. Great job here so far. Andrew Hennessy, your last week's winner, sitting 10th.
Oof. That's kind of unusual, but I haven't given up hope. We shall see where he lands.
Still cool. Like to get another position, and he does. Just for the moment. Not a whole lot of pushing around out there. The guys trying to squeeze up to the front. Everybody's still waiting their turn. 2 playoff drivers in the top 10.
Here we go with the lap traffic.
Yep. And finally caught up to the lap traffic here.
2 playoff drivers in the top 10. That's way different than what we had on Tuesday.
Yes. We had 8.
Look.
7 or 8 outside line. Here they go. Extended it 3 wide though. It's going to be Ruiz. Check out that. Oh, the 31.
Yeah. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Couple of guys still trying to squeeze by though. Benjamin White still leading the race. 13 to go at the line. Still 3 wide through a 4-lane racetrack. Right before it squeezes down at the start-finish line. Still rolling on through. Let's stick around back here. I see the 00 still trying to hold on. As we operate in the middle. Jack Healy, that is. Oh, Healy wants to get out of there. The 18 at Condorian Davis is going to help him pull through, though.
Oh, and they just squeezed Weaver out. Stuck him out on the outside line all by himself.
Yeah, Jace Nelson just can't get any help out there on the outside line. It should go ahead and I believe put Nelson a lap down.
Oh. Yes.
That only gives us our top 19 drivers that are not a lap down. Remember, we still may have one more pit stop that has to occur.
All right. Wow, that would be bad. I think they're going to try to hold out and see if they can get a caution but not be involved in a caution before they come down.
All right, Stella, we are still 2 wide here. All the way through. Lap cars have shuffled out of the pack. 11 at the line. Cam Barnes sitting in that 12th spot. Like to get his way back up to the front. Dorian Davis leading the race, but just for the moment. Blink of an eye, and that moves Benjamin White back into the lead.
Yeah, it's a big difference from what you showed us on the track map earlier, where everybody was all over the place. We just have two clumps. That's impressive. These guys are sorry. I almost had to eat my words there. These guys are driving really, really well tonight.
And now is where the gloves come off. 10 to go.
Yes,
There's the nudge.
there's one on the infield. We just lost the interstate. Oh, he's coming back.
Yep, and this is not good. Condorian Davis has got to figure out how to get back in the line. Right now, he needs to merge onto the track now. He's going to lose the draft and gone.
Oh, wow.
And not only that, but Benjamin White drops down to 11th. Two guys in the lead got in a little bit of a scuffle here.
Yep.
They have fallen out. Told you Talladega will get interesting.
Always does. That's why it brings people out of the woodwork.
Yep. Dewey Schramm up 17, sitting 14th. Still looking for another avenue. It's currently Austin Spencer and Jack Healy are in the front. And they're starting to put a little work on. There's your blinker.
Ha.
Yep, I believe it is the 55 out there.
That's 55 of Weaver. Joseph Weaver. Big giant word across the trunk. Can't miss it. Oh, yeah.
Right, but I'm not. Yeah, currently he's sitting 20th.
Yes.
Weaver's actually a lap down. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Whoop, lost him. There you are.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, blinkers get the can.
Yeah. Too much at jeopardy. The way they flip-flop and jump and skid and everything else. Everybody's, you know, when you're in the car, you don't know it. But everybody around you's having a heart attack.
All righty, finally, you're starting to get some of our
Oh.
playoff drivers starting to work their way up to the front. Well, that should be the 32, Benjamin White out there going to see if he can get a third lane rolling here.
Wow, he just zipped out there so fast. I thought something had, come loose. We got 3 wide and they're not happy.
No. He's trying to door draft, and everybody else is not interested about him wedging down on the bottom. They'd like to see him march back since they've been following him 90% of this race. 7 to go at the line.
Yeah, well, it's pretty interesting because we are looking at several guys. Like the 81 there is Sean Gus, who is also, I believe, the lap down. So we are all very, very mixed in here as to who is in what place. That's 60 of Jace Nelson. He's in 21st place. The bright pink car right there.
Chase Nelson.
Yep.
Man, oh man, oh man. And
Yeah, so we definitely have a quite a meshed mashup here.
But is somebody going to need to pit?
I don't know.
Made it halfway. See if they can charge their way up to the front. Benjamin White's still on hold, though. Lap 31 is when he pit. Yeah, right now I guarantee you Benjamin White would probably like to have waited and kind of took a little more fuel out there.
Yeah, but he's currently in 11th. Again, is he biding his time, not using the fuel like he did before, just huddling up in the masses? Or is there a different strategy here, do you think?
I'm not sure. It's hard to
Yeah.
say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't. I
He
mean,
would
these
have-
guys took tires, and I wouldn't have expected that. But we are 3
Oh.
wide, almost going 4. There
Off
it
the
is.
Wall. Off
There's
the
the
wall.
one. John
Oh.
Poole involved. Here it comes.
Diggity dog. 5 laps to go. First caution. We still have pieces flying in the air.
Let's see what gets this upside down here.
Alrighty. There, blue comes off the wall. That'd be the number 3 of
It's the 11.
Steven
Well,
Rada?
everybody looks up top. Watch the 11 of Antonio Ruiz.
Oh, no. Oh, yes.
Yep, gets nicked by Poole there. And collects him up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we have some on the infield going all mushed up together here. Got 81 and 94's on the lid. Oh! Well,
Yes.
that's going to kind of ruin his night.
Yep, Andrew Hennessy did need to pit.
Well, that's one way to go.
Yeah, and he's going to have to tow.
He did. Yeah, that's Antonio Ruiz's back panel from his truck there. It's still flying in the air. Yeah, see, he jerks away. Oh, that was a little bit of net code down there, taking up the 11. 56, I don't think ever touched him. Yep. Ouch.
Yep. And just starts what you see here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, 81's going, no, I can't get away.
Yeah,
And
a
then
little
that's when he comes
overcorrection there
down.
by the 81.
But that's when he comes down and hits Hennessy out of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, Gus, what happened to Gus here? Because
I
it
don't
looked
know.
like
He's
he was
driving-
trying to avoid.
Well, he's driving through the 56. He's doing the Days of Thunder method.
Okay, 51 comes out of the pile up. Clink.
Oh. Well. Yep. Blink, 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 blink.
Yep. Drivers have been in some critical condition here. Antonio Ruiz, Sean Gus, Joseph Weaver, Jack Healy, and Andrew Hennessy.
Look who is currently in the lead. We have Scott Fleener, and Kendorian Davis has made it back up from losing the draft and being all the way in the back. He's now sitting second. Bravo.
Wow.
Bravo.
Fleener, Davis, Lovell, Smith, and Spencer for the top 5. Barnes, Page, White, Sidnor, and Ingram running out of top 10.
Well, we sure got a lot more playoff drivers up front now. My heavens.
Yeah, you wonder when the big one was going to happen, but you
Well,
ask
that
and you
took
shall
out-
receive.
Took out quite a few. So who has chosen to take it to the garage? Looks like Mr. Hennessy is no longer rolling and not in the pit.
Uh-oh.
Sean Gus and Jack Healy are still trying to fix some damage. Get back out there. Antonio Ruiz and Steve Rada, 2 of our leaders, also trying to get some repairs done. And this is going to be one heck of a shootout in these last 3.
Guys that were extremely off pace have an opportunity here.
Zachary Corbin out there is rooting on Garrett. The number 34 car is currently in the top 10. And Gambit is out there cheering on Austin Spencer. Hoping he's going to come in clutch.
Yep. Pace truck lights are out, though. We'll be back under green here in just a moment.
And the guys are racing around to get back in. Wow. And some of them are still down there trying to get their trucks put back together.
Stell, I'm ready for this one to get back on the green.
Yes. Yes, and let's do this in one green white checker and see who wins.
We'll see him get going here in just a moment. Pace truck lights are out. Already heading off the pavement down into pit road.
What was Noah Joyce doing there? Just coming up on the group too fast? He had to kind of sling off to the inside. But at least his tires are hot.
Yeah. Alrighty, Scott Fleener leading the race. Here we go.
I vote 3 wide instantly. What do you think?
Maybe between turn 3 and 4 we'll start.
All right. Ooh.
Yeah, right now Zachary Corbin out there is rooting on Sidnor. Sidnor trying to get up there, but he is off the racing surface. We are back under caution.
Oh. So I guess he was avoiding. Trying to figure out who. I didn't see it. It must have been in the backfield.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything right off the bat here.
What the hey?
I'm not sure.
He's gonna come to a stop?
Who, Noah
No?
Joyce?
Just curious, what would have.
Nah, just shuffling back in the pile, telling him where he needs to restart from.
Yeah, I would not have called a caution on something that did not involve other cars or.
Oh, there
there
it is.
it is. There it is. Ah,
Oh, Kendorian Davis gets knocked out there.
darn. He was doing so well.
Yep, currently sitting 16th down in the pits.
Yeah.
We'll be losing it here in just a moment as Zach Krastowski's getting ready to go around him.
Yeah, I thought he was going to make a heck of a comeback on the playoff list.
He needed it.
Yes, he
Needed
did.
it bad. But this is huge. I mean, Andrew Hennessy, yes, he's a winning in, but looks like 25th spot is as good as it's going to get for him. Well, the woes continue out there.
Yeah, it looks like Kendorian is coming. Oh, is he coming back out, or did he? I think he might have taken it to the garage.
Kendorian Davis?
Yes.
Yes.
Ah. All right. But on a lighter note, Noah Joyce is coming back out of pit road.
Yeah. So let's kind of poke this here a little bit. Stella, where do we end up going next week?
Next week, Iowa. short track, 125 laps.
Huh.
So that should be a whole different ball of wax, right?
Yeah, pace truck lights are still on, though. I'd like to see this one kind of, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Everything seems...
You mean wrap... I'm sorry. You mean wrap up the race to solve the Albanian economic crisis 176?
That's 3.
All right. Wanted to make sure. Yeah, next week, Iowa, 125 laps at the NCM Sprayable Asbestos 125.
Sprayable
That should be...
asbestos.
Yes. Yes. NCM Sprayable Asbestos. Be a nice sunset race. Should be lovely.
Yeah. Come on, let's get her back going. Good Lord.
Patience.
Well, I don't like how we're doing 50-second laps and now we're doing let's see, last lap here by Garrett Sidnor, 2 minutes and 11 seconds.
Ooh. Okay.
That's how long it takes to get around the track.
Cal Lovell, 2:15. Oh, yeah. All right. Hey, we have another person, Ray Huston, rooting on Garrett. Garrett's right now in 5th place, so he's pretty much rocking it.
If he can hold out to the end.
Yeah, it's getting a little hairy and dangerous right now, but currently he's in 6th in the playoffs. Not quite on the line. Even if he stays here, I think he's going to be in good shape. No promises.
No. Alrighty. Let's just see how this kind of pans out here. Back in the cockpit here with Huang Do. Currently sitting in 8th.
Look at Austin Hakes back up here in the top 10, too. Dewey Schramm, hard charger of the night, up 24. That's impressive. But sitting on the podium, we're looking at William Page up 20. Austin Spencer up 9, and Cal Lovell up 15.
Yep.
All impressive.
Getting ready for the Geico restart zone. Cal Lovell, Austin Spencer. Here we go. Cal Lovell out there in the K&N machine getting away. Made Pixels Axe rooting on. Dewey Schramm. Dewey currently sitting 8th.
Go Dewberg.
Yep.
Yep. We got one more. Come on, one more, and then the white flag comes out, people. Hold it.
Right now, this is Huang Do here in 9th. Looking forward, finally getting a roam in. Able to stop the bleeding as the outside line has crumbled once again. Cal Lovell leading the race. White flag at the line. Will they make it?
I think White's going to pop out. He's doing a really nice, good push right now, Spencer. But I will be surprised if he doesn't try for that win.
Yep, here we go. 3 wide outside line. Led by the 39 machine out there of Luke Smith. Now's the wiggle. Yep, he's gone.
Went. Okay.
And look who's coming in.
Look, 2.
Benjamin White, Garrett Sidnor in the 34, still in it.
Oh.
William Page and Scott Fleener are just a couple of trucks to note that were involved in that scuffle at the end. 34, Garrett Sidnor still trying to find access to the front. Rides a little high. Trying to get Luke Smith just to the outside. 3 wide sitting behind him. And Benjamin White. Excellent move here toward the front. Nasty block. Sidnor hangs on to it, though. 3rd spot. Benjamin White wins this one. Luke Smith is 2nd.
He had crossed the line?
Yes.
Oh, thank heavens.
Cam Barnes finished 4th. Dewey Schramm with a top 5.
Very good. Very good. Darren Ingram, Joseph Weaver, followed by John Poole, Austin Hakes, and Zach Kostowski rounds out our top 10. Wow, that was kind of a mess right there in that second lap. Took out several more fellas. But we do have a winner for this evening.
Huzzah. All right, congratulations out there to Benjamin White. Not a bad job coming away with this one. Driver like Condorian Davis got knocked out. Sent him all the way down to 22nd.
Oh. Well, we're going to have some very happy viewers.
Yeah, great job here by our guys out there on the track. Hopefully we see more races like this. Stella, where do we end up next week?
Iowa. Still Iowa.
All right. We'll see if we can grab a hold of him here real quick. See how his race went out there on the track. Let's see if I can get him. Dewey Schramm, you got a copy?
I do.
Holy cow, what in the world was that?
I have no idea, but I'm glad it worked out the way it did for sure.
Somebody definitely has one of those little noise things going.
Yeah, I was afraid that was going to come through, but
it did.
As I guess.
All right. Well, you are the hard charger here of tonight. 26 positions gained. Top 5 finish. Not bad, man. Talk to me about the last few laps.
Oh, man. Honestly, I was just hoping for a top 10 once I realized I was up there. It's been a little bit of a rough go of it since we moved over to iRacing, but I will definitely take this. And I was hoping I could work with my teammates, but they were more on the top, so I couldn't really get with them. So at that point, it was just, well, I'll see what I can do and see what I can get.
How come most people didn't choose the top line tonight?
I don't know, because the top could really generate runs when there were enough trucks up there, but I think the bottom side obviously gives you an advantage. If there's a wreck, you get more space to avoid it on restarts and everything. So that was my strategy, at least, just on the last restart, and it worked. So I can't complain.
I like that strategy.
Yeah, no kidding. Being able not pinch yourself in there at all.
I definitely needed it on the last wreck. I thought I was going straight to the inside wall, but thankfully I straightened it out and we were all okay.
Man, Stella, where were you? Where are we next week?
Iowa.
Uh-huh.
What?
Dewey, how do you feel about Iowa, man?
Not one of my better tracks, but I haven't raced there in a truck before, so I'll be going in there for sure with an open mind and see if I can back this up and get another good finish.
Now, we'll definitely hoping so. Definitely how you raced here tonight. You've been doing pretty well here during the playoffs, man. What has changed? Has anything changed with your racing style?
Honestly, I think it's mostly experience. I just haven't run a whole lot on iRacing yet, and the more that I race, the more comfortable I get, the more I'm used to different track types, and, well, I guess the better the finishes get.
All right,
Nice.
Dewey. Go ahead and give me your shout outs here, man. I got a lot of people out here in the chat rooting you on.
Well, I appreciate each and every one of them. If I named them all, I'd probably be here for the rest of the night. But a special thanks to all my teammates tonight, Austin and Jack and Hen and Jason. Steven, who didn't race tonight, had a bit of a rough one last week, but I'm sure he'll pick up a win before the end of the year. Shout out to all my teammates, all the guys in this league that put this on, because I know this stuff isn't cheap to do. And thanks to you guys, of course, for putting on these great broadcasts for us each week.
All righty, Dewey. Congratulations on a 5th place, man. Not bad. And we'll see how you do next week.
Me too. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
All righty, everybody. There you go. There's a little interview from our hard charger night of Dewey Schramm. Hold on just a moment. Let's go ahead and find 1, 2, 3, and we'll be right back. All righty, everybody. We are caught up with our 3rd place finish here. Garrett Sidnor, what a great job it was, man. Talk to me about how this 34 Ford ended up being the only one in the podium position.
Yeah, I mean, we had a really fast truck, and we just played the strategy out like we did in one of the Cup races last year. We just waited, and then waited for the wreck to happen. And then when it finally did, it broke out in a big way. But yeah, after we, we're kind of wrecking there, coming to the last couple restarts there, I was like, we're lined up here pretty nicely. Like, I think we were like up there 9th, and then we jumped to 5th after that second restart. But I was like, I think we got a shot at this, and I think we were good on points. So yeah, and just chaos ensued out of turn 2. I had minimal help getting back to the line, but those 2 boys on the outside that were finished 1-2 ran a heck of a race, and just gave it all I got, and I'm glad I came away with somehow P3.
Oh yeah, we struggled a little bit last week, but fortunately with a 3rd place finish, this should help you out in Iowa. Any words of advice to anybody out there who's never been to Iowa before?
Yeah, Iowa's a very bumpy racetrack, and you just got to learn not to, struggle. You just have to struggle the least. That's the way I like to put it at Iowa. Is
Okay.
everybody's going to struggle there. But if you struggle the least and you run smoothly in the corners, and you'll have a good race there. But yeah, I mean, we're in the round of 8 now, because I really was worried coming in the night that we were going to have a similar situation to Cup last weekend, and we were going to get wrecked out or be in a position where we couldn't point our way in, and I think we're good now. So
beautiful. All right, man. Shout out time, and let's go ahead and get you ready for the next run.
yeah, the freight racing Ford F-150 was pretty fast tonight. Gotta thank that sponsor for being on board. That one means a lot to me, and all the other front row sponsors that go on my truck every given race that I do. I run a new paint scheme basically every week at this point.
I know you're
Gotta thank
killing me.
Yeah, I gotta thank John Peterson for putting up with me and doing that, and Ray Tusson's put in some input on that over the years, and I gotta thank my mom, dad, and relatives that whoever may be watching this this late at night for them. But
Oh, they're out there.
yeah, yeah. That's my main shout outs, and thank you for my neighbors and my roommate for putting up with me doing these races on Thursdays. So
All right, Garrett.
You're not trying to say that there's a lot of yelling going on or anything while
oh
you're
man, I
driving.
mean there's some when you win a race, like even for that Martinsville Cup race I did a couple weeks ago, I was hooting and hollering when we were coming to the line, and just you never know when your last win's gonna happen, and I like to be able to bask in everyone that I get. But yeah, podium tonight, awesome deal for us.
All right, Garrett. Good luck to you, buddy, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All righty, that moves us on to Luke Smith. Let's go ahead and get right to it. Luke Smith, excellent race here, man. 39 machine hangs on for a second place finish. You were up front most of the night here. Talk to me a little bit about it.
Well, say at Talladega, when you're in the only place to avoid the trouble are in the front or in the back, and I qualified good, so I was like, I'm gonna stay up front all night and temp. But we ended up getting that caution, and it changed things. And came back after the caution, fell back to 9th, and happened to just find a hole on the 3rd lane on the last restart, and just shot the hole. And as soon as Ben got in front of me, I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, I think you were the one who actually ended up getting rear-ended pretty hard there by Kendorian Davis there on the bottom line. And everybody was joking that your frog may have turned back green after getting a hard shot on the inside line.
Yeah, there's a couple like runs and stuff tonight that they looked like they were gonna come up hard, and as soon as they got to you, it was like you couldn't feel it in the wheel, and it was really weird. But I mean, pulled through and somehow got it.
All right, man.
Well, we better get some shout outs from you pretty quick, because your mic is
Quitting.
we're only getting your mic is quitting out.
Yeah, sorry, it's been having trouble. Just like you guys for broadcasting, for putting.
Aww. Oh, poor baby.
So close. So close. Luke, try one more time. We got you said awesome for the broadcast, and
Boys, everyone doing this.
Awesome. All right, Luke. All right, buddy. And we'll see you at Iowa, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, he's going to go and take that headset and smash it off the ground.
I was going to say, it's going to be bouncing.
Yep. Well, the only person going to be smashing anything right now is going to be Benjamin White. And how in the world does a guy in first still end up winning the race? Benjamin, how'd you do it?
There were a lot of things that went wrong at the start of the race, because I didn't even realize until looking at my fuel window that I had actually screwed myself on fuel, because I'm sure you guys saw my charge to the front early in that race, and I was wondering, like, why is everybody laying off so much? And then once I got up there and was leading all those laps, I look at my fuel and I see I'm gonna have to make an extra pit stop compared to everybody else if it goes green all the way. So I mean, we went through that first cycle and everybody had to pit there, right? But I wasn't gonna have enough fuel to get to the end out of that, so I was. What lap did they crash there, Patrick? Was it 61, I think?
It was 60 and 63.
Yep.
So, yeah, I remember just thinking to myself that it was literally a window of like 2 laps where if something didn't happen, I was going to have to pit under green and my race was going to be over.
Oh, yeah.
And then they started racing really hard up there, and there was a big crash. I'm sure you saw there was cars upside down, cars everywhere. And that completely bailed me out of my strategy, because I would have been one of the only people that would have had to pit a second time, just because of how poor of a choice I made to try and lead the whole race and control it, hoping that there would be a caution during that and I would, have the track position. So, I mean, pretty much the whole race up to lap 60. I know I led a lot of laps, but a lot of things went wrong, including realizing the strategy was very bad on my part, but also the 18 car tried to turn me with like 10 to go there. I had to make a huge save. I don't know if y'all saw that going across the tri-oval, but I mean, that sent me up high and pretty much to the back of the pack, and I can't believe I missed that big crash in turn 2 that brought out that first caution of the night. Because, I mean, I was in the third lane, and the wreck was sweeping up there. I said to myself, oh, no, there's no way I make it through. Just jam the brakes and turn low, and they kept wrecking low, and I had to put a gap middle, and somehow it worked. So from there, do the pit stop, get the fuel I need to get to the end, and just work my way up the pack and got it done.
Man, yeah, awesome job though. I've got to say, you up to the front. You pit on lap 31. I knew you were the driver. Came down by yourself, and that is normally the worst strategy. But dude, it pays off tonight. It pays off big time. Now, how does this look heading into Iowa next week?
Well, as I said to you on Saturday, I'm only on a part-time basis in this league, so there are many races I can't show up to, but when I do, it's really enjoyable. This group is awesome, and I like racing with them. And today was exceptionally clean. It didn't work for my strategy until they started wrecking, but I mean, the fact we made it 60-plus laps
Yes.
under green at a super speedway. You know how impressive that is? I want to give a round of applause to everybody in this field, able just to get that done. I mean, I wouldn't have even been too upset if it went flag to flag. I would have finished back there in like 25th, but
Under
when
green.
you have a league that puts on such a good race that you get a super speedway race that goes flag to flag, I mean, that's impressive. So, I mean, I'm glad that caution came out for my own race, but I mean, either way, just a great group of people. I'm glad I get to race here a couple days a week.
Yeah, that did work
That
out
sounded
really,
like a
really
shout
well,
out
man.
to me.
Yeah, anybody else you want to shout out or anything else out there, Benjamin?
Well, I was pretty terrible about shouting you guys out last week, so let's start with the broadcasters here. Appreciate you guys for broadcasting and putting on a great show. Obviously, our league admins here, Darren, Davey, Zach Krastowski, all of them, have done a pretty good job putting this on this season. The trucks are fun. Can't wait for the Dash series, that new announced series this week with the mini stock. That's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, also want to thank my teammate Luke Smith for giving me the winning push. Also Garrett Cinder. He's kind of an Alliance teammate. He did a good job as well. All of us getting top threes there. And a special shout out to Dewey Schramm. Most positions gained. He had himself a top 5. That is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, he was charging forward, man. Definitely on a tear. All right, Benjamin White, congratulations on your win here at the Race to Solve the Albanian Economic Crisis 176 at Talladega. We'll see you next time you get it behind the wheel.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, guys, have a good night.
You too.
You too.
All right, Stella, that is going to do it for Benjamin White and our race. What an awesome job he did coming away with that as a fantastic win. Stella, I've got to admit, Benjamin White did slide to the front, to the back. He was up front most of the night, actually, with Andrew Hennessy pushing behind him for the entire time. But, man, oh, man, what a run that was. And we head to Iowa for the next playoff race next Thursday. And that should be I'm hoping it'll be a good race. I know in the trucks it can be pretty ugly. With the bumps on the exit of turn 4, that's the one that really kind of catches everybody off guard. Stella, any final words from you?
No, other than I will see you guys back during the finals, I believe. I'm going to be missing a few weeks. I've got a bit of a trip to take. And tell me if you want a souvenir.
Cool. Souvenir or collectible. That'd be awesome. All righty, everybody.
Back some pizza.
Yeah, pizza. Just tell me if it's any different over there. All right, everybody, that's going to do it here for Simtrax Broadcasting, bringing you the USORL Track and Turf series here on Thursday night. Be well, be safe, be kind, and we'll see all you guys next time.